7 Hidden Wealth Rules That Keep Most People Poor. Script, AI, Intro, Hook, 0 to 20. Most people don't fail financially because they're lazy. They fail because they follow rules that were never designed to make them wealthy. Today, I'm going to show you the hidden wealth rules that quietly keep most people stuck, without them even realizing it. Rule 1. Income is not wealth. High income makes you comfortable. Wealth makes you free. Most people confuse the two and pay for it their entire lives. Income stops the moment you stop working. Wealth continues even when you're not there. That's why doctors, lawyers, and executives can earn a lot and still feel trapped. Rule 2. The system rewards predictability. The system doesn't reward intelligence. It rewards predictability. Predictable workers, predictable spending, predictable debt. Banks love people who look responsible but never question the rules. Rule 3. Time is more valuable than effort. Hard work is respected. Leverage is rewarded. Wealth is built by systems, not sweat. One system can outperform a lifetime of effort. Rule 4. Consumption is a silent trap. Lifestyle upgrades feel like success until they become chains. The problem isn't big purchases. It's permanent commitments. Every new normal raises the bar and lowers freedom. Rule 5. Wealth is boring. Wealth isn't exciting. It's repetitive, predictable, quiet. Most people chase adrenaline. Wealth grows in routine. Rule 6. Financial information is controlled. You were never taught money on purpose. Schools teach obedience. Jobs teach compliance. Debt teaches dependency. Financial education is optional and expensive later. Rule 7. Wealth is psychological. The biggest enemy of wealth isn't lack of money, it's identity. If you see yourself as someone who survives, you will subconsciously sabotage growth. Wealth begins the moment your self-image changes. Outro CTA, you're not bad with money. You were taught the wrong rules. If you want to learn the real ones, subscribe. This channel exists to expose what most people only discover too late. Right, let's have a proper chat, shall we? Because I suspect, like most of us, you've been playing a game where someone else wrote the rules. And frankly, they wrote them to make sure you'd lose. We're talking about money, about wealth, but not in the way the papers drone on about it. This isn't about lottery wins or some flash-in-the-pan tech millionaire. This is about the fundamental principles you were taught, or rather, the ones you weren't. Everything you learned about getting ahead financially is probably, almost certainly, wrong. From the moment we're old enough to understand, we're fed a very specific narrative. It goes something like this. Go to school, get good marks, find a safe, secure job, work diligently for 40 or 50 years, save a little bit into a pension, and then, if you're lucky, you can retire and enjoy your twilight years. It's presented as the one true path, the sensible, responsible way to live. But here's the uncomfortable truth. That path was designed to create compliant workers, not wealthy individuals. It's a blueprint for a life of financial mediocrity, a system that benefits the employer and the state far more than it ever benefits you. You were taught to trade your time, your most finite and precious resource, for a wage. You were taught that a salary is security, when in reality, it's the most insecure position of all, one payslip away from disaster, entirely dependent on someone else's decisions. The wealthy don't think like this. They don't see a job as the end goal. They see it, at best, as a temporary stepping stone, a place to acquire skills or capital before moving on to the real game. Then there's the advice about debt. Avoid debt at all costs, they warn. It's a trap, a burden, and for most people, it is, because they're only taught about bad debt, credit cards for holidays, car loans for depreciating vehicles, things that drain your pocket. But they conveniently leave out the other side of the coin, good debt. The truly wealthy understand that debt is one of the most powerful tools for building fortunes. They use other people's money, the bank's money, to acquire assets that generate income or appreciate in value. They leverage debt to buy property that tenants pay for or to expand a business that throws off cash. While you're being told to scrimp and save to pay off your mortgage over 30 years, they're taking out new loans to buy assets that will pay for themselves and then some. You were taught to fear debt. They were taught to master it. Saving, too, is another one of these half-truths. A penny saved is a penny earned, the old saying goes. You're encouraged to put money into a savings account where it will be safe. But safe is a lie. In an era of inflation, money sitting in a savings account is actively losing its purchasing power every single day. It's like trying to fill a bucket with a hole in it. The interest rates are a pittance, completely outstripped by the rising cost of everything. You are, in effect, paying the bank for the privilege of them using your money to lend out at much higher rates. The wealthy know this. They don't save money in the traditional sense. They park it temporarily before deploying it. They convert their cash into assets, stocks, businesses, property, commodities, things that have the potential to outpace inflation and grow. You were taught to save your money. They were taught to invest it. Ultimately, the biggest rule you were taught incorrectly is about risk. You were conditioned to see risk as something to be avoided at all costs. Don't start a business. It might fail. Don't invest in the stock market. You could lose everything. Stick to the safe path. But the wealthy understand that the biggest risk of all is taking no risk. The safe path of a lifelong job and a meager pension is the surest way to guarantee you never achieve financial freedom. They don't avoid risk. They understand it, they manage it, and they take calculated risks that have an asymmetric payoff where the payoff. Where the K understand it, they manage it, and they take calculated risks that have an asymmetric payoff where the potential upside is exponentially greater than the downside. While you're worrying about losing a few quid, they're positioning themselves to gain a fortune. You've been playing defense your entire life, trying not to lose. The secret is, and always has been, to learn the rules of offense and start playing to win.